to Today I Got Time with your host, Mo and V. Yay, we're on episode 26.
Yes, we're doing the big one. We just keep elevating, and I love that for us. But thank you guys for tuning in, to old listeners that been rocking with us since episode 1, and new listeners that been,
That's
finding us on your recommended.
absolutely. We appreciate all the views, the likes, the clicks, the shares, the follows, the subscribers. We appreciate you all, and y'all keep us motivated, and we're going to keep coming every week with something different to talk about. So this
Mm-hmm.
week we're talking about healthy co-parenting, green flags, red flags, and hard truths. This is a disclaimer,
Mm-hmm.
you guys. These are our opinions. These are things that we've learned and seen and studied and
Mm-hmm.
experienced on our own.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
we can have, our own little chat about it. We want y'all to answer some
Absolutely.
of these questions in the comments. Go ahead, and some of the questions that we're going to have, if you're in a co-parenting situation right now, and if you're in a good co-parenting situation or a bad one, if you're trying to learn, how do you feel about some of these questions we're going to ask? We want y'all to comment below, share,
Mm-hmm.
like, subscribe, but definitely engage with us. Let us know. We want to talk to y'all. We talk to y'all.
Absolutely.
So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
let's just go right into it, friend. We're going to just jump right in.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's dive in.
Now, also, while talking about this, I would
Mhm.
like to say that some of these questions and some of this conversation, it will get a little deep, but we're going to try to keep it light and still informative for you all. Okay. So,
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because we understand that co-parenting can be hard, right? But we're also trying to take the lighter side because we want to do what's best with any parent, right? We want to do what's
mhm,
best for the child. So these questions, these comments, really these questions are more to get you guys engaged,
mhm,
see what's thought provoking, see what you guys feel you can relate to, what you can't relate to, what do you feel like, you would do better, and
right. And
let
what
it let
you can do
us let
better.
us know.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
So, the first question is, do you think you can
Mhm.
co-parent with someone you don't like?
Mm. I think if I had to be put in a situation where I had to co-parent with a
Generally,
person that I
right?
do not like generally, I don't think I would be able to do that. Only because I feel like for me to not like you, I've exhausted all avenues, right? Like I've did the mediation, I've tried to meet you at your grounds, I try to be your broad grounds, and when I say mediation, I mean i.e. I tried to get your mom involved, I try to get your dad involved, I try to get your sister, whatever is better for you on your end. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That would maybe you can understand because it's coming from this person as opposed to me,
Right.
right? Like they're talking like there's a channel,
Right.
right?
Right.
But
Absolutely.
even still, that doesn't meet you anywhere. It doesn't make it's not thought provoking. It's not provocative.
Right.
It's not giving you, for me, I would not be able to do these things. For
Right.
me, it would make me automatically be guarded and make me feel like, let me keep my child away because you're not doing what's best for the team. And it doesn't make sense for me to do what's best for the team if I'm the only team player. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? I can't be the only one up at bat and then run all the bases and then still be the next up at bat. It
Mm-hmm.
just doesn't work like that.
Right.
It can't.
Right. It makes it a lot harder, especially when you're the only one that's trying to co-parent healthy.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that you can, to a certain extent, co-parent with someone
Mm-hmm.
you don't like because your personal feelings shouldn't have anything to do with
Right.
the parenting of the child. So,
Right.
and the raising of the child, because at the end of the day, the only thing that you really have in common at this point, when you make it to the co-parenting point, is
Mm-hmm.
the child. There's nothing else that you have in common with each other, because if there were,
Right.
there would be marriage involved, there would be,
Right.
other things involved. So because there aren't any other things involved, and it's just we just have a child together and we just have to do this. Hey, I don't like you, and because I don't like you, I'm going to use my personal emotions, my personal feelings to mitigate how we do this. I don't think that's right because feelings change every day.
Mhm.
I might not like you today, but I might love you tomorrow. I might
Mhm.
not like you this year, but
Mhm.
hell, in 10 years,
Mhm.
we might be besties.
Right.
So if you're not, my personal opinion is I do think that you can co-parent with your partner, even if you
Right.
don't like them, but it has to be like obviously boundaries set and it has to be about the
Right.
child. It just has to be. Um,
Right. 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 So with that being said, do you think that that requires a friendship, or does it not require a friendship? Moving on to our next question. Do you think it requires that aspect of having to be friends
no,
with the parent?
no. I don't think you have to be I don't think you have to be friends with your co-parent either. I
Right.
don't have to
Right.
be friends with you. I don't have to like you. I don't have to none of these things matter when it's in regards to the child. When it's
Mhm.
in regards to
Mhm.
the child, like you have to be able to put your own grievances to the side. Like you have to
Absolutely.
because it will drag you down. It will drag the children down. It will drag the family down. It'll drag the church down, the community.
Mhm.
Like it'll get big to, you'll make the news about the shit. You know what I'm saying? On
Okay.
some crazy shit just because nobody had control of their emotions. Everybody
Mhm.
wanted to put their spirit first and vent their spirit, right? They wanted to vent their spirit
Mhm.
first and they wanted to
Mhm.
go ahead and just put it out there for that. No, 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 no.
Yeah.
The healing that you have to go through to be able to healthy co-parent is a like an ongoing process. Like it's not something that
Mhm.
just happens overnight because
Yeah.
obviously you had a child with this person, right?
Right.
And this is general. This is male. This is female. This is just not
Right.
directed to
Right.
men. I
Right.
ain't even
Broad
saying nothing
across the
about
board.
men. I'm saying
Right.
period. You had a child with this person. And now that this little life is involved, you have to now dedicate your life to making sure that this
Mhm.
little life makes it, that this little life shines. Okay. This little light of
Right.
mine.
Right.
Okay. I'm going to let
Right.
it
Right.
shine.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna let it shine. So I definitely believe that you don't necessarily have to be friends with your co-parent. I mean, would it be great? Obviously,
Absolutely.
it'd be
Right.
amazing to be friends
Right.
with your
Right.
co-parent. Like that should be
Right.
the end goal, like to
Absolutely.
gain some type of friendship or at least be cordial. Um,
Mhm.
but being cordial and being friends are two different things. Okay, I can be cordial with
Absolutely.
you; it's still not your friend.
Right.
We are not buddy buddy chum chum around here.
Right.
And
Right.
we keep it cute, okay? Keep it real cute about the
Right.
child. Keep it real cute about
Right.
how we converse about the child.
Right. Right.
Going on family vacations together. I don't think that that's necessary. I would love again for in a like a perfect little rainbows and sunshine world for you to be able to go on a family vacation and just be able to show the children and the child whomever, hey, although we didn't make it as a relationship, as a couple, as a marriage or whatever, that we still love each other and we love each other enough to experience things with you that will be life lasting and that you'll take on
Mhm.
what you'll be able to do with your child. But
Mhm.
again, it's better to just not even do it, especially if the baby is fresh. If you can't, in my opinion, if you can't vacation with your partner or your baby mama, baby daddy, whatever you want to call it, if you can't vacation
Right.
with them on a regular, just like before the baby or during the
Right.
baby, but if you can't just do that, you can't even have a regular conversation with this person. What the hell make you think you're gonna be able to go on a vacation with them?
Right. They're gonna be
Especially if
stranded.
y'all not,
Somebody gonna be stranded somewhere.
somebody's going to be stranded somewhere because the emotions involved, feelings are still involved.
Right.
So it's just best, like I think co-parenting shouldn't have to require all that, like attending events together. Like how you feel about that?
Um, I think what is ever conducive for the child, i.e., concerts, sporting events, like if the child is in extracurriculars, things like that. Absolutely. I think both parents should be involved
Mm-hmm.
because both parents need to be there. The child is looking for both parents to be there. Now, when it comes to my family hosting family gatherings, you're not invited. You're not invited. You're not a part of the fam
That's
because
not
I
an event
feel
that
like
you should be a part
if you wanted this inclusivity, if you wanted this, you know, then you would be here with me. You know what I'm saying?
Right, it would have
Do
worked
you have a
out.
wristband? Do you have a
And get
wristband?
in.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's one of those things. And I think that sometimes it can be difficult because again, you want that family dynamic, again, neutral, being a neutral party, whether it be man or woman. I would want my partner to see their child thriving in their environment, whatever it is. So that's why I get the inviting, even
Right.
if it's crossing boundaries and da, 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 I get all of that. But with that being said, when is too much enough? You know, like
Private,
when.
private, private events and public events are two different events.
Absolutely.
Private events and public events are two different kinds of events. They're held at two different times a day, damn near there or times a day or whatever. Like a private event, for example, is if you have a birthday party for your child. If you are
Mm-hmm.
having a birthday party for your child and you and your partner, the other co-parent, the other parent is not has not, contributed to the party, you don't want them at the party, your family don't want them at, like, you're having your own private party, they have to be well aware that they're not invited to the party and they can have
Mm-hmm.
their own party. Like you can have your own private party that I don't need to
Mm-hmm.
be in attendance to as well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to be in attendance to it. That's private. A public event is a basketball game, a baseball
Mm-hmm.
game, a school concert, a graduation. These are public
Mm-hmm.
things that anybody can be in attendance to. And
Mm-hmm.
unless, right, unless you got some legal legalities going
Right,
on
right,
where
right, right,
some
right, right,
paperwork
right, right,
involved
right.
and there and some restraining orders
Mm-hmm.
done been put in place and folks can't even be 50 feet by each other, then
Right,
yeah, you
right,
can't be public
right.
or private with a motherfucker. But hopefully it should get that. I don't think it should get there, but sometimes it get there. Sometimes it just got to be that way. Like you can't. I don't want you around me at all, even if it is about the child. Like I don't want you around me at all. But when it gets to that point, it's just a very toxic and nasty situation, not just for the child and the parents, but for everyone involved. Now the school got to get
Right,
involved.
right. So with that and in that context, do you have to answer every text from a co-parent?
I think that if if it's a healthy, no, I don't think that. I think that if you're co-parenting, healthy or not, right? Healthy or not, I don't think that you should have to answer every text, especially if the text message is not in regards to the child. I don't want to see you texting me talking about, hey, what you doing? Don't
Absolutely.
worry, don't worry about what I'm
Absolutely.
doing. You shouldn't be
Especially
worried
if
about what
I'm
I'm
the
doing.
custodial parent. If I'm the
Absolutely.
custodial parent and you're asking me how I'm doing, now let me give context.
Or what you're
Eh,
doing.
or what, right, what I'm doing as opposed to how I'm doing. Because how I'm doing, you may know that I may be
Right. I might be
having a
flustered.
lot
I
of
might be
things going on.
frustrated. It's a
Right.
lot going on. I'm
But
checking on
what
you.
am I right, but what am I doing? That's absolutely inappropriate, and let's move it around.
Right. It's
Let's move it
crossing that
around. You're
boundary.
bored and I'm in rotation. Go ahead and go
Mm,
find you somebody else. Because
absolutely.
absolutely not. Absolutely not. You need to be engaging with your child. How is your child doing? Where was his name, his or her name in the text here? You
Right.
get what I'm saying? Like, absolutely.
I,
So,
I agree, and I agree with that. Even as far as a healthy co-parenting relationship, like you don't even have to be beefing with
right,
your the other parent. Like you don't have. It's not for me. It's not like a straight thing. Like, oh well, don't text my phone at all. Like yeah, da, da, da.
right, right,
Like
right,
no,
right,
like even if you and the other parent are great, like y'all communicate well about the child, like everybody's well informed, like the child is well taken care of, ain't nobody missing a beat, daddy seeing the baby,
right,
mama seeing the baby, grandmama seeing the baby, auntie seeing the baby,
right,
vacation,
right,
baby going
right.
on vacation.
Everybody's
Like
everybody's on the
the
same
baby
page.
is the center of the communication. When you're
The mama is the
co-parenting,
baby's mama.
the grandmama is the baby. If you let it get that fucking part, and like you start to forget that who the hell is the baby, because now you're talking about what you're doing. You shouldn't be worried about what nobody's doing.
Right.
As a personal, again, private and public for me, right? Going back, you should not be worried about what the other parent is doing,
Right.
especially if it does not revolve around the child and it's not
Mm-hmm.
regarding the child. If
Mm-hmm.
I have our daughter or our son this weekend and you have him or her next weekend, when I
Mm-hmm.
have him or her, let's keep it cute. Like you call, you talk to your child, let's whoop whoop, and then when you have the child the next weekend, I'm gonna call and I'm gonna check on the child. I'm not gonna call and even when you don't have the child, I'm still not gonna hit your phone like, well, what you doing? If I'm gonna hit your
Right.
phone, I'm gonna say, hey, little
How
Tim
such and
Tim,
such.
or
How such and such.
if you got the baby, right? If you have the
Right,
baby,
right,
if
right,
you
right,
don't
right, right.
have the baby, you there should be no, the communication should have a strong, thick barrier. Like the
Right.
barrier need to be like the Berlin Wall. Okay, you can. I'm talking about you cannot penetrate.
Impenetrable. Impenetrable.
You cannot
Absolutely.
do it because if you start to let the damn boundaries go and you start to waver on what you will allow and what you won't allow, motherfuckers run amok and they start do what they want to do and they start to handle you a
Any
different
type of
type,
way.
any kind of way, and it might bring up triggering
Right.
memories that
Right.
you may have had with this person in relationships, like a relationship that you had with them. It may bring up, triggering just it might trigger you, period. Like it just may
Mm-hmm.
trigger you,
Mm-hmm.
him or her, like, and it will cause drama. So for
Mm-hmm.
me, I do believe that, hey, let's keep the text messages at a bare minimum. It's okay for you to check
Mm-hmm.
on me. It's okay for you to say, hey, baby mama, how you doing today? You good over there? I know you just had surgery.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't saying,
Mm-hmm.
like I ain't saying you got to be an asshole about it. I ain't saying just be like, well,
Right, 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 right,
fuck that person, fuck him, fuck
right, right,
her.
right.
Like no, like if you actually love this person and you should love you should love your partner regardless because y'all created a life. That's
Absolutely.
my beliefs. Like
Absolutely.
you should have some type of consideration and love for your partner,
Absolutely.
your the other parent. I keep saying partner
Right.
because you're no longer partners, but you should
Right.
have some type of love and consideration for the other parent off the strength that here today,
That
gone
we have
tomorrow.
this life. That
Yes,
we
and
have
we
this
created
life.
this
This
life.
one.
Yes, this
This
life
one,
right here.
them, this, they,
Yeah,
them,
however
whatever it
many,
be. Plethora.
however many.
Right.
Now, if you fuck that
Right.
up, right? If you fuck that up, and the motherfucker don't even won't spit on your grave or piss on you if you're on fire, that's something you got to deal with. That's something you
Right.
got to deal with, and that's something that you have to make right. You can't just go on and be like, well, fuck it then. I don't need care, whatever, because it's not going to be beneficial. It's not going to be
Well,
beneficial to nobody.
there are absolutely, these are things we know, but there are some that don't know this and still keep it toxic. So with that being said, if it ends badly, should the child ever know?
Uh, no, absolutely not. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with involving children in adult business.
Absolutely.
I don't agree with involving children in relationship business at all. Like there's
Absolutely.
no reason why the child should even know. The only thing that the child should know respectfully is that mommy and daddy aren't together anymore. That's
Mm-hmm.
literally like the only like
And with respect to age, because right, there's only so much you can hide from those that are cognitive, right? You can only
mhm.
hold, you know what I'm saying?
It's
But
not really
and
hiding though. I don't consider this hiding. It's not your business. It's not your
no,
business.
no, but at a certain age, I think children do start seeing parents are not as lovey-dovey, parents are not as da 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 as parents are. So they start seeing the changes. So then when it comes to the parents having to disclose this type of information, like mommy and daddy ain't together anymore, or mommy and whatever that may look like, I think that that's due to not only the respect for the children, but also, hey, this is what it is. Not to have you in our business, but this is what it
Right.
is.
Let's bring
I
back
don't
family
want you to,
meetings.
you know what I'm saying? I don't want you guys to assume. I don't want you to think
I
because
left in the
mommy and
dark.
daddy are living two separate lives that we're doing something that's secretive. Let's just hear. It's here. It's right here. If you have any questions, let's take that further. There's that. But again, that's with due age. I absolutely agree with you that I don't think that children I don't think children should know what had transpired between two grown adults as to why it didn't work out.
Right, absolutely. No, I don't agree with that. Age appropriate honesty, excuse me. Age appropriate honesty to me looks like when you're old enough to even understand what heartbreak look like, when you're old enough to
Right.
even understand what real financial strain looks like on a relationship, when you're
Mm-hmm.
old enough to be able to say like you said, cognitively like developed brain, and you can say, you know what, I can remember a couple of times where some of these situations they weren't right. Like mommy wasn't treating daddy right, or daddy wasn't treating
Right.
mommy right. Like I can, because my mama say all the time, baby, all closed eyes ain't sleep.
Right.
All
Right.
closed eyes ain't sleep. So why you thinking that you arguing with your man or your baby mama or whomever behind closed doors, and you think the kids is asleep? They're not. Some ears is open and they hear
Yeah.
and they take
Yeah.
it in, and then they start, um,
Forming their own judgment.
yeah, they
and
start
and
forming their
and
own.
and not really understanding who is necessarily the bad guy. So while mommy's sitting here fighting for the family to stay together, or daddy is fighting for the family to stay together, the other person may not be fighting for or rooting for the same things. So while this individual that is fighting may seem more loud and aggressive, that's what the children hear. So they choose to make this person the aggressor
Mm-hmm.
and the opposer, as,
Right.
as somebody that's the bad guy, as opposed to, you know what I'm saying? And
Better
again,
understanding.
children should not
Mm-hmm.
be involved, but because they can hear things, these walls are not all
Right.
penetrable. I'm pretty sure that us regular degulas is not paying for soundproof, penetrable
Absolutely.
walls, sound barriers.
Right,
You
right.
know, the
And
children are hearing these things.
and realistically, right? Just realistically, on some real shit.
Right, right, right,
You
right.
can't hide everything, right?
Absolutely.
Sometimes, and I'm a parent. Everything, as much as I try to, hide or like disclose or like privately have conversations with someone because you got me fucked up right now, not yesterday, not you got
Right,
me fucked
right,
up right now, and I gotta address it right now. As much as I've tried, and it's just my own personal experience, right? As much
right,
as I've tried to address things privately and like discreetly, sometimes it just come out. Sometimes
right,
you might just have to hear me raise my voice a little bit. Like you might hear me say a couple cuss words. You might see me slam a couple doors. You might see me slam a couple cabinets. You might see me show
right,
my ass a few
right,
times. I'm not perfect, and I never claim to be. So for people that say, I think for me, it becomes very unhealthy when you're consistently doing it, right? When you're
right,
consistently, like when you make this a routine and you make
right,
it like a lifestyle, and oh, your children are just used to you waking up cussing daddy out, or your children are used to daddy waking up standing over mommy and cussing mommy out, or y'all
right.
fighting in the hallway, like that is traumatizing. So you have to
Absolutely,
put the children first, even in
absolutely.
co-parenting, because if you're not in a healthy co-parenting relationship and you're trying to get up that hill, you're trying to make
Right,
up that motherfucker to get to the good part.
right,
It's gonna be some rocky moments. It's gonna be some times where both people are gonna lapse. Somebody's gonna lapse. Somebody's gonna go back to their old ways, and they're gonna say, you know what, nah, you know what, I tried to do this the nice way. I tried to be patient and
mm-hmm.
kind and caring and understanding, but you took my kindness for weakness. So now I gotta pipe up on you, and now I gotta do the most.
Absolutely.
Whilst doing the most, the children are involved. The children are
Yeah,
witnessing it. So, but
yeah,
when you start doing all of this in front of the children, you make this an everyday thing, you make this a consistent pattern. That's when it becomes unhealthy. It becomes almost damn near neglectful because you're
absolutely,
traumatizing the children. And we're in 2026. We know exactly what it looks like. Okay. We
absolutely.
know exactly what it looks like. So you have to be able to say, you know what, I can't, even in co-parenting relationships, I think that you should be able to say, and again, create that boundary. You and I cannot converse. Like they have apps now where the two parents have to talk to each other through the app because it's monitored. You can't even email them, you can't text them, you can't call them, you can't send a letter, you can't do none of that shit. Through the courts, it's the app. You have to communicate through the app because it's monitored. Because one person or the other felt disrespected or feels disrespected or feels, unsafe, or just it's just a toxic situation and nothing is being resolved. and the child is suffering because two grown adult people who decided to lay down cannot come together and figure it out. Like, let's put our big girl panties on, let's put our big boy drawers on, and let's try to make it work for the kids.
Mhm.
Like it's that
Mhm.
sounds good, right?
Mhm.
Again,
Mhm.
nobody's perfect. So I'm not saying that if you're going back and forth and you're up in that uphill battle and you're trying to make it to the top and you're trying to do the right thing by your children, but you're constantly being disrespected or you're constantly being, um, left out of the loop, or you feel like your child is being taken away from you or your rights are being taken away from you. There are so many different avenues. There's a
Mhm.
plethora of different avenues that you can take that does not involve like prolonged hurt, like for anyone.
Right, right, right,
Cut
right.
the head off the plate.
Everybody. Right, right, right. Because you don't want the ultimate goal is to be beneficial for the child, right? We
Mhm.
don't want anybody to sit here and act out of character to where, you're doing the most and now you're ultimately either having you personally taken away from the child or the child's taken away from you.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, do you think a good parent can still be a terrible co parent?
Absolutely, 1,000%. People are manipulative.
Absolutely.
People are manipulative. Okay, so you can be a great parent. You can do exactly what you're supposed to do: feed the child, clothe the child, love on the child, support the child. You can do all of these things for the child, and then you can turn in that same face and be
Absolutely.
disrespectful, nasty, inconsiderate, rude, a menace. You can do the same thing, literally, left, right, left. I I love that saying. You hate the mama more than you love the baby.
Yeah.
Struggle the daddy, so you hate the daddy more than you love the baby,
Yeah.
because when it gets to that point, and it's obvious, like
Right, 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 right.
it's not for me. It's not something that you can't pinpoint. Like you can't witness and be like,
And before you go any further, friend, what we mean by that is as soon as there's an argument that transpires, it cuts off at you and the baby. The other individual won't even do nothing for the baby. Now nobody's getting no type of help. Nobody.
right, right,
That's what we mean that the mama or the daddy don't
right,
love past the baby.
right.
That's what we mean. It's the grandmama's baby.
Right. And it doesn't necessarily have to be an argument as well. Like you can, again, the statement speaks for itself. Hate
Absolutely.
the mama more than you love the baby. Hate the daddy more than
Mm,
you love the baby. Because
mm,
those feelings can be so overpowering, so strong. You can loathe someone that's
right,
deeper than hate. You
right,
can loathe
right,
someone deep enough to where you'll take their life.
right.
Now you gone because you going to jail. You going right
Okay, you
behind her
going
to the
up the
jail.
road. You going up the
Up,
road. You going
up the
up.
road. You going to jail. You going to jail, and now the other parent is gone. So now where does that leave the baby?
Absolutely.
That leaves the baby in the system. That leaves the baby with family. That leaves the baby wherever, right? That leaves the child by themselves. You hate the partner more than you love the baby is a real true standing that in America we're dealing with a lot of domestic violence. We're dealing with a plethora of domestic violence. Like it's sickening because men, from the men and the women, like the women killing
Mm-hmm.
the men killing the women, women killing the babies, the men killing the babies, the neighbors killing
Mm-hmm.
the like it's just way too much going on, and ain't nobody
Absolutely.
got enough sense to say, you know what, this is not working. We
Mm-hmm.
cannot do this. This shit is toxic and it is dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to see my child and I want to be here for my child.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want you to take my life because you hate me so much. I don't want you to take my life because you hate me so much. I want you to get over it. Get
Right.
over it. It is what it is. We didn't work out. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and it again. It's easier said than done because a lot of people can't get over it. How could you do this to me? How could this happen to me? How could this happen to us? We did this together. We da 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 da. Again, you're not forefront. You're not considering the child, and it's really hard. And I'm not saying it is easy. It is
Mm-hmm.
hard as fuck to always have to consider the child first when you are dealing
Mhm.
with a heartbreak, when you're dealing with a failed relationship, when you're dealing with a
Mhm.
failed
Mhm.
marriage, when you're dealing with something that you thought was going to be forever, when you think you created a life with someone that, hey, this was for us. We
Yeah.
made this together. We're supposed to be
Right.
doing this together.
Right.
It's very hard, and people pull at your heartstrings when they know, like, hey, I love my child more than I hate you, but you
Right.
may hate me more than you love the child. So now it's like
Right.
it's always a
A
constant
tug of
battle.
force. A tug of war.
Yes,
Mhm.
it's a constant tug of war, because you're constantly trying to fight for your respect. You're constantly trying to make it clear, like, hey, I'm not trying to keep you away or stop you or from being the parent that you want to be, but you cannot continue to treat me this way. I'm
Mhm.
my own person. Like, I was a person before I had this baby or these children. I'm gonna be a person after I had these kids going about their business and they become adults and they
Right.
have their own children. I'm
Right.
still gonna be a woman. I'm still gonna be a man. I'm still gonna love my child. I'm still gonna support my child. Where, as
Mhm.
far as you go, what you do in your life is your business.
Yeah, absolutely.
So just being able to, again, reeling it back into the co-parenting,
Mhm.
to be able to co-parent, for me, what it looks like healthy wise is, first of all, you need to be able to come to a common ground and say that we're going to co-parent.
Right. Right.
Let's start there.
Right.
Once both people are like, yeah, let's just co-parent, let's stick to that. You got to stick to it. You can't just say we're going to co-parent today and then be laid up tomorrow.
Yeah.
It doesn't work like that. You got to really cut the head off the snake. You have to cut the head off the snake, because if you do not, before you know it, you're going to be still trapped in this cycle, and 10 years are going to go, is going to go by.
Mm-hmm.
20
And
years
you
is going to
still
go
gonna be
by.
dancing with the snake because the only thing that changes is the fucking shedding
Hmm.
of the skin.
The skin.
You're still gonna be dancing with the cobra. You're still gonna be doing these
Hmm.
optical illusions to get through and hoops and make it seem. I always reference that uh Allstate commercial where
Hmm.
he's dangling the thing. He's like, "Oh,
You
you
almost
almost
had
got
it.
it. You almost had it." You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like again, for both sexes, it could be, you know, oh, well, just the smallest things. Oh, well, you almost had it, but you're so nagging me. You're too busy doing this to me. You're too busy, not going
Right.
with the flow of motions, not
Right.
not co-signing my um erratic fucking thought processes and not fucking, you know what I'm saying? Whatever that may look like. You're not contributing to that. So now I don't want to deal with you and whatever that may look like,
Right.
right?
Right.
This is not what this is what we don't want to deal with, but it's so easy to get into the cycle of, okay, well, either I change, or let me be a little bit more softer, or let me just do this, or
Let me give her more
and
money.
then
If I give her
yeah,
more
let me give you
money,
more
she'll let me see
whatever
my
that may look
child.
like. Whatever that
Hmm.
may look like, because let me not be so much argumentative, so we want to be around your child more. Let me, whatever that may look like, so the other can be here. But I feel like this is my thing, and I've always said this. There's no not wanting your family. That feeling, that sensation never goes away. I don't never not want my family. I never not want my partner to not want to be involved with my children. You know what I'm saying? Like in that aspect. So with that dangling, with that all that is just a manipulation tactic. It's narcissism at its finest,
Hmm.
and it leaves a lot of people in a spiraling mental health cycle, almost
Hmm.
manic
It'll
type
drive you crazy.
situation,
It'll drive you
because
crazy.
you have people, what can I do better? What can I, as if it's their fault, you know? And it's not necessary, it's not them. Don't get me wrong, everybody can learn things to do better, be better, or
Right.
be a better
Absolutely.
person, but it's not to that magnitude to where somebody should be running and fleeing and running to the high hills. I don't believe that. Because if it was that magnitude, why did you even,
Create with me.
right? Why did you even lay
Hmm.
down if that person was to that
Was that
magnitude,
right? Right. Obviously, when we're talking about, in that aspect, like laying down with your partner, right?
Mm-hmm.
We all
Mm-hmm.
know we grown. We having grown folks conversation.
Right,
Sometimes
right,
when
right.
you laying down with somebody, you ain't really got the real thought process about what's going on in the future, right? You ain't really thinking too far ahead, and then shit happens, and the baby come about,
Absolutely.
right? And it's like, well, let's just see if this works. Like, let's see if we can make this happen, baby.
Right.
Just like they say on social media all the time, like a man, no, it don't take a man too long to figure out if you're a wife or not.
Yeah.
You know if you're going to be able to. A man knows if you're a wife or not. A man knows if he wants to continue to if a man knows if he wants to continue to
Procreate.
yeah, procreate and go after it and be
And this is long. If this is
aggressive in the
longevity, yeah,
relationship.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like a day, and women know. Well, women are more emotional, so
Right.
for me personally, I wouldn't say that women know. Right, it takes us a long ass time to
I
figure
think
out.
for women, women are willing to make it work, right? In whatever aspect that may look
Right,
like,
but you
because
don't
I think
know.
women.
You don't
Women
know. You don't know. You don't know if this is going to be the person for you. Like you can have, and if
right,
especially when the baby involved, let's
right,
not
right,
throw a baby in the middle of this motherfucker while trying to figure out if I even like your motherfucking ass for real because your breath stink and your feet long and you ain't got no job and but you f me good and you bring a little smoke over here every now and again. You might drop some groceries off. You might put a little gas in my car. We done been on a couple trips together. Hell, however the magnitude of shit that a person may do or may not do for you, you're still trying to learn this. Still trying to learn this about this person. Then bam, you drop a baby in it. And then now the baby is like, whoa, well, let's be together. And then here's the guy. Well, I don't know. I'm not, and I'm again. This is just generically speaking. Like this is not like a specific, right?
everybody's story, right, right,
Not
right,
everybody's story. Like, cause some men know, like they choose to have a baby with someone. Like, hey, I chose you to have this baby with, and they still fuck you over. They will wait 30 years of their life to have a baby with you and still fuck you over and still shit on you and give you their ass to kiss every chance they turn around and still say, well, I chose you to have a baby. Choose another battle. Choose another bitch. You could have chosen anybody else. You could have chosen anybody else. Same with women. You go and you give
right,
a man his first child, and it's like, well, hey, I just gave you your first son. And it's like, yeah, and I'm going to marry you. And then she, reels it back in and it's like, well, I don't know about marriage now. I'm still out here outside.
right.
I'm still city girl in it. I'm still in the streets. Like, we got a baby, but I ain't really trying to lock in with you for real. Like, women do it
Mm-hmm.
too all the time. So,
Absolutely.
in my opinion, before you get to doing the do and doing the most, and just please,
Let's go ahead and cut that out because that's not
ah,
people are more flesh like, right? So let's not even put that disclaimer out there because people are gonna do what they want to do, right? At the end of the day, I
these
feel
are
like
just
just know
opinions.
I
Like
just
I
feel
would
like I
say,
just feel like
advice.
this. If you're going to do that and with protection, without protection, whatever, if you're gonna lay down with somebody, have that mindset that there a child can possibly be formed from this, okay?
Absolutely.
Like you may possibly have to raise somebody for 18 years
And
and
don't keep
plus,
the baby
right?
so you can keep the man. Don't do that. Don't keep the baby so
Please.
you can keep the man because you're gonna be holding the bag.
Because if y'all ain't keeping up with the social media, it behooves you to not do that. If anything, go ahead and wrap it up. Go ahead and have a nice summer. Go ahead and schedule your appointment and do what it is you got to do. Go ahead. I am very much
Absolute pro.
pro-choice.
Okay.
Do what it is you need to do for yourself, because as soon as as anybody is acting like they don't want this,
They don't want it. Yes,
you
they
cannot
don't want it.
force anybody to do anything they don't want to do. Okay, we've seen it plenty of times, again with social media, of how many stories we've seen people, again,
Crimes,
husbands or wives sign off custodies to their, let's not even go and
crimes.
indulge into that, and crimes. Let's not even go to that aspect because that's another time for another story for another podcast, which you guys will also be tuning in. But nevertheless, do what's best for you. And I say this to those that are primary custody sole parents, okay? Because if you have to, to me, in my mind, in a real perfect world when it comes to co-parenting, I think that it would be, hey, for 4 days with me, 3 days with this, 3 days with you, 4 days with, in my mind, right? Realistically. But not everybody has it to where the both parents are living in the same town, in the same this, that, and that. The father, the mother may live in several
Mm-hmm.
towns over, right? Nevertheless, in the perfect world, we would just want everybody to be on the same page, be in the same place, in the same time, in the right uniform to be coherent for the child, right? That would be in the perfect world. But we don't live in the perfect world, right? So, my advice or my suggestion to those that are having difficulties with co parenting is, if you can find a mediator, find a mediator. And
Mm-hmm.
then let's figure out what is best that both parties are saying, that both parties can be met, that is conducive for the child. Because my ultimate goal is for the child to be happy. Let's not project unnecessary trauma on the child because two adults can't get it right.
Mm-hmm.
That's my ultimate objective and goal in the perfect world of co parenting.
Right. Well, sometimes everything's not perfect. So,
Right.
like you said,
Absolutely.
if you're going up that uphill battle and you're trying to figure it out, and one person or the other or both people, because sometimes it could be both individuals could be
Mm-hmm.
so far gone in their feelings and in their emotions about how they want to parent the damn child. Like, it could be just all types of chaotic inferences. If you're on this uphill battle and you're trying to co-parent, don't give up. Like, keep going, and don't let nobody trick you out your spot.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let nobody trick you out your spot. As a mother, as a father, don't let nobody put you in a situation where you go up the road for a couple years because you don't beat a bitch black and blue because she was keeping you away from your baby. Or you done did something to a man because he didn't started involving another woman with y'all child. Like, people move on. It's okay. Like, respectfully respect the situation, respect the other parent, come together and try to find a happy medium.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody can't be happy at the same time all the time. Like, sometimes some shit just ain't gonna, whatever. But that's what growth, that's what maturity comes in at. Like, you both have to say, like, okay, you know what? I don't really agree with that. And I ain't agreeing with what you saying, but we need to
Right,
come
but
to a
it
common
shouldn't be
ground.
low blows. It shouldn't. I think it's okay to disagree, right? And I think both parties should understand that. But it's not okay to go for low blows. Like, I'm upset that you didn't tell me that you were gonna pick up our child at this time, and I went to the school and ended up going wasting gas and picking up our child. It shouldn't be okay. Well, F your mama, I'm gonna run over your dog, and it shouldn't go to that magnitude. It's like, okay, well, I understand that you forgot to tell me. Okay, let's not do that another time. I see you another time.
Communication.
You owe me gas money. Type
Right.
of level of whatever. It shouldn't go to where now we're cursing and throwing vengeance on everybody, and now everybody's house is getting shot up. Now it's too much. It's too much at one time, and it shouldn't require that.
It
Because
shouldn't.
again,
It shouldn't.
the child. Let's keep the child at mind. Both parents rattled and upset at each other and throwing venom at one another is not behooving to the child,
Mm-hmm.
because the child is just hearing and receiving that.
Mm-hmm.
And when the child sees either parent upset at said parent or upset at them, oh, that's why mommy or daddy is better, or that's why mommy, and you see how it's overlapping, and now you got the children involved. It's just doing too much.
Cycle. It's a cycle, and it's a toxic cycle that you teach that you unknowingly sometimes. And I'm going to say sometimes because sometimes people be knowing, but
Right,
sometimes
right.
it's a cycle that you're putting a child in that they will take on generational trauma, and they'll treat their partner or their co-parent or their wife or their husband or whatever, their children. They'll do this same toxic shit in front of their kids. And think it's okay because hey, well, I've seen my mama stab my daddy, and she just wiped the blood up. It's like, no, that's it's kind of
And
traumatizing.
daddy stayed
And
and
daddy
just
say,
bandaged it up and said mommy was just upset, and you know how mommy is, and
right,
just chalked it up. And that's not okay.
right, absolutely,
Or mommy's walking around with a black eye, and she's saying, "Oh, you know how daddy is. He gets upset sometimes."
right,
That's not okay. That's not love. That's not what we should be teaching our children.
right,
That's not how we show up for our children. That's not what creates um a safe space, or
hmm
that's not what creates a healthy atmosphere for our children to understand what it is to let's, even if it doesn't work, again, something else in a perfect world, even if it doesn't work for the partner, as us as partners, let's make it okay to us still be friends or still cohabitat, to where we can now establish relationships, and it's not now me and my relationship against you and your relationship because we don't like neither one of y'all because I never liked you. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's remove that aspect. Or because she is keeping, or he's keeping the children away because you're toxic, you're spewing in your relationship that this person is keeping the children away from you because they're mad you're in a relationship, or they're a hater, or they're this, that. Like, let's stop projecting. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. Let's also
right,
do accountability. Again, another topic for another time, for another podcast.
hmm yeah,
Overall, I want people to understand it. The children are at stake. It doesn't matter how you put it, slap it, rub it down, flip it. The children are at stake. And what is it to you for your child to be at peace? That's what you ultimately should take from all of this. What is it for you for your child to have peace?
And that's what you should ultimately want. Like, you should ultimately want peace and happiness and love, and and to show your child like how to go through adversities, right?
Mm-hmm.
How to be resilient, right? Like, although these things happen, it's life. People move on, people break up, whatever. You still have a life to live ahead of you.
Mm-hmm.
And you should want to live that life ahead of you to the fullest. Nobody should stop that. Everybody should, be well aware and cordial with each other at all times. Like,
Absolutely.
I really want a lot, America. This goes to you. This message is for you. I really
For
want,
your 250th.
okay, for your 250th. Absolutely, absolutely, because you got a lot of shit going on. 250 years of a whole bunch of bullshit. That's another.
Okay.
That's
Same repetitive. Again, another time for another podcast.
another
We'll get
time
into
for
that.
another podcast.
Make sure y'all get in the comments and let us know what you want us to talk about. Because, baby, I'll get in my own goddamn comments and let y'all know
Okay,
I want
because
to talk
we got
about
plenty.
250 years of the same oppression, foolishness, fucking wars.
Uh,
Again, I digress. That's not what we're talking about this podcast.
Because I'm leaning back. I'm leaning back on the bitch because I'm like, exactly, absolutely, yeah. 250
That's
years of
not
some
what we're talking
bullshit.
about this podcast. Another time for another episode.
Yeah. But y'all get in the comments and y'all let us know, do you agree or do you disagree, and why you agree and why you disagree? What does healthy co-parenting look like to you? Like, what,
Right.
what does it look like? What does it feel like? What do you want it to represent, especially in our community, right? And I'm talking about for us. I'm talking about for our people. Okay. What do
Don't get it
y'all,
confused.
right? Because I can't speak on the other cultures. Y'all co-parenting over there too, she. But again, I don't
We're
know.
not saying you're not, but
Right. I can only
you
speak on what
know,
I know.
but your struggles are not our struggles, okay? So with that being said, we though we're not limiting ourselves to what other cultures may have to do during co-parenting, I want to hear from those that resonate with us and
Mhm.
understand what it's like to be in the culture and what it's like to co-parent.
Right. Absolutely.
Tell us what it is that you do if you are in healthy co-parenting situations. What
Mhm.
does it look like for you? How did you get there? What
Mhm.
are some tactics that work for you guys?
Mhm.
And let us know. Let us know some more comments about what you want us to talk about further in the future. And just, nevertheless, we appreciate the engagement thus
Absolutely.
far. We
Absolutely.
are 26 episodes in, guys. Thank you for rocking out with us.
Yes.
We could not thank y'all enough. Thank you
Yes.
for having us, Metro Boomin. I don't know
Mhm.
if that's trademarked.
I don't think so. I mean,
Oh, well,
we'll
there's
see.
that.
I guess we'll never know.
There's that, okay?
Insert Kanye. But until next time, y'all, we appreciate y'all for listening and tuning in to us, and we're gonna catch y'all on the flip side. Bye.
Bye.